evening all, welcome to more GTA Online. Right, so what we're going to do today is the mission No Hay Broncho. This was a good mission, I think. Before they patched it, you could basically just do this mission over and over, and you got 9 grand. And, well, I think about 1,400 experience points, so, you know, it's pretty good. Now, that's obviously a bit of a cheat thing to do, but, you know, we only did it like a couple of times. Well, maybe 4, maybe 10, I forget. But we basically just went and did this map quite a lot. And I think it's something that you probably should look at the forums for, because it's always good to kind of know what missions do what. Sometimes you can replay them, and you do obviously get bonus and benefits for doing that. So don't dismiss it. I think this is what a lot of people are doing. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's just, as long as you don't literally go crazy with it, I think it's sometimes quite good fun to do, you know, a replay so often. I think a lot of people are doing this with races as well, because races are quick, short, very quick things to do. They give you good money and they give you good RP as well. So I think a lot of people. Anyway, this one was a funny one, because the reality of this mission is you're trying to break up a, you know, effectively you're trying to break up a drugs deal. You're then trying to steal the stuff, get it back to your dealer, Gerald. I'm not quite sure why he's called Gerald, but anyway. Gerald in the UK is a really posh name. So this is why it's funny that the drug dealer in LA is called Gerald. Anyway, so you're getting it back to, you know, St. John Smythe, and he then can obviously give you a further mission, which is to then go and torch these guys' trucks and vehicles and such in their hood. So actually a pretty tough mission to begin with. We did try this a few times and failed, only because I think it's one of these ones you've got to really be kind of on your game when it comes to shooting, particularly also with the fact that stuff spawns at particular points. So you see these guys came along in 2 SUVs, and they were pretty much packed with people ready to rip us to pieces. As you can see, it was only 3 of us doing this. We had Shane and Diarrhea or Nano, and all we were doing was really just trying to you know, do it as flawlessly as we could. Now, in this particular instance, I would say that GTA Online is coming on very nicely. A lot of people are surprisingly dismissive of this game, and I'm not quite sure why. Because from my point of view, it does feel a very strong, capable game. Loads of issues when it launched. I lost probably about 5 characters. That's actually why I've not really done too much footage of it, because it's taken me this long to get the confidence my character's not going to disappear, which sucks. And I think, you know, it's a funny thing where if you run it solo, you're not going to have a good time. So I would highly urge you to join a squad or a crew as quick as you can, because you'll have more fun playing with the people. You also get rewarded better as well. We are recruiting, as you can see in the corner there. SquadB has a crew. Just come and apply. There's no application. Just literally apply to join, and you'll be instantly accepted. And just come play with us, or come play with the rest of the crew, and just try and get into that mindset, because it is an online game, and I think too often we do get, you know, kind of drawn into not wanting to really play, you know, with a big group. I would stress that's not the case. Come join us and let's have some fun. We also have some crew assets now. Nano, who is particularly good at this game, he's actually got an apartment and such as well. So I think as we start to progress, we're getting there quite nicely. Also, I think in terms of the game as it stands, the stability of it has gone up massively. It's actually quite stable now. In fact, it's very stable. Was playing for a few days, last few days, and I don't think I've crashed once. I've not really been able to get into a game at any point. So I think it's worked. It's working very well. If you originally were dismissive of the game and you had a load of trouble with the online piece, I would say now's the time to return to it, because it's actually pretty good now. Some observations of it: I think there's a lot of people who are just using it as a PvP grief engine, which is actually pretty funny. We do this as well. Sometimes if we just see somebody being a dick, we'll go after them because, hey, you know, it's funny. And we did this one with the prestigious vehicle. Every so often a prestigious vehicle appears in the game, and it's all about who gets there first to respray it and take it to the you know, to the capture point of the port. Now, what I found is there's some really quite emo people playing this game, because we saw them, we ambushed them, we killed like I think a squad of 4, and they went ballistic. They went so crazy at us. We'll probably bring that footage in another time, but it was It's pretty funny. So I think, already you're starting to see the teams really form in this game, and I think, the fact that it is such an open sandbox is definitely why I think it's going to be, I mean, Eddie was saying it quite categorically, this could well be the next Minecraft when it comes to, kind of successful online open world games. It is a very different game to Minecraft. It's not a building game, but it's something where, you're kind of given a sandbox and you can go and play. So I highly recommend it. I think if you're not playing it currently, give it a go. If you've not played GTA5, then you're missing out. I think, maybe wait for it to come down a little bit towards Christmas, but if price was an issue. But I think, do not dismiss this game. If you miss this game, you're missing another Half-Life or whatever it may be, because it is incredibly good. It's not the most difficult game in the world, he says, as he's just been shot in the back of the face, but it is a particularly rewarding game. So, you do get better. You don't need to be a dead-eye shot with FPS skills. You can, it uses a lock-on style game of shooting. So as long as you understand how to lock on, so you just literally aim at something, it'll auto aim, and then you shoot. You'll probably, just ace the whole game pretty much. Okay. I think the best thing to do is play the full game first. You don't have to complete it, but just do a few of the heists, do a few of the missions, and get used to how the game works before you come to online, because it can be quite daunting, not really understanding maybe how things work. So things like garages, things like the car upgrades, certainly the missions and the way the missions work. These are all things that I would recommend you kind of get familiar with before you come into the online game. And as I say, try and join a crew if you can. I think there's certain things that you need to be aware of with the online game. It is a leveling style game, so you do need to level up. So XP, or RP as they call it, is actually quite important. So there is there's no grind or anything, but I think at some point you'll eventually you'll experience that fun part of the game where you start to level up and you realize that you can get better guns, you can get better cars, you can do more, and so on. And I think that's probably one of the endearing parts of the game. I'm not actually a big MMO fan, and I wouldn't say this feels like an MMO at all, but it's it's got elements of it. As a shooter, it's pretty good. I think one of the key things I've done, and I'll probably do this in the next video, is I've got really into the car modding piece. I know it's an absolute waste of money, but I love it. And I've been just going completely nuts with the SquadB mobile, which is an old Sabre turbo. And all I've done is give it a good color paint job. So you can see we've got our kind of our symbol in the bottom left. Well, that's pretty much our crew symbol as well, and I've actually managed to create that in the game, so all of our cars can even have that logo up on it, and it does look pretty cool. Crew colors obviously black and orange, naturally, but in general the game really does reward you for kind of really building a bit of a brand. Okay, so have a consideration about that. I think as the missions go as well, they're very well written. So far I've not really had any kind of negativity towards any of the missions so far. I've quite liked it. In fact, I think they've done a great job on the kind of style and I think the complexity as well, because not everybody really wants to sit and play very complex missions all the time. Sometimes you can just literally log in and drive around, and you can have kind of quick jobs. You can go and do really whatever you want. And here we go, just using some fuel to basically set stuff alight. I don't think this works actually, so you'll probably see me fail here, but again, look at that. Not many games I've ever played have had the mechanics of, oh, there we go. Lovely. Not many games have had the mechanics of kind of torch and burn in the style that this does have. You're free to pretty much do what you want. So if you want, you can just go around and robbing stores. You can go and jack people. You can go and sell cars, steal cars and sell them. You're pretty free to do whatever you wish. For example, we're now chasing the gang's boss on bikes. So go us. But this is one of the great things of the game, is that sometimes the game will be very different each time. So you could do this mission a dozen times and it would be different generally most times in some way or another. Maybe not in all instances, but certainly in some or another. So there is a lovely freshness to the game as well, and I get the impression that eventually we're going to be able to play other people's missions, which is going to be quite an exciting feature as well. So at some point the likelihood is that Rockstar will not make any more missions and we will do them ourselves, which I think could be pretty cool. So there we go. That was No Hay Broncho. If you go to the forum and look around for kind of mission reward payouts, just search for that. You'll probably find a really good thread that just shows you these kind of things. It's always good just to understand what you're getting into before you start. If you're looking for a crew, come join us, SquadB. Just literally go into Rockstar Social Club and apply. I think you can do it in game, but I'm not too sure. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time.